Well, first of all, you've got to really believe it and want to do it. Second, you have to invest in it. So here in the Kingdom, we're investing $800 billion in developing travel and tourism. And there are some key deliverables. But what we've done at World Travel and Tourism is we always use data to support and exemplify how powerful our sector is. So as we heard from His Excellency earlier, you know, of 10 jobs on this planet, 1 comes from travel and tourism. And of $10 made on this planet, 1 comes from travel and tourism. In the Kingdom alone, we're going to see the creation of 1 million new jobs. It's going to be 3 million in total. And you're going to be seeing a contribution to the economy go from about $100 billion to almost $200 billion. These are real numbers that we are seeing happening. We are seeing more visitors. So first of all, I think you have to be able to count it to be able to tell it. Also, I think you do need a narrative, you know, getting people to come to the Kingdom, getting people to have personal experiences. I always think Turkey's done so well with Turkish Airlines. It's the most magnificent marketing tool you can ever have. It's a fantastic airline. It's a great credit to the country. And here we're going to see Riyadh Air, we've got Saudia. You know, we are building up a real name and reputation. But I'll just give you one example. My very, very first trip to the Kingdom, I was gratefully received in a family for dinner. I think I'd been 2 hours here. And I sat next to a young lady in a modest family, and she spoke better English than me, which isn't difficult. And then I asked her what it was like for women here, very openly.
What year was this?
It was here in Riyadh.
What year?
It was about just, when would it be, 2-3 years ago?
Okay.
Just after when we were sort of opening up again. And she said, you know, I want you to know I've been educated at some of the best universities around the world, thanks to the Saudi government. If you're a boy or a girl here, she told me, and you meet the required standard at high school equivalent, you can be sent to any university in the world. And then I started seeing it, really well-educated young women. And for me, if we're going to build bridges, we need to, as you said, really celebrate and understand diversity. And from that 2 hours, you know, I was hooked. Yes. And people realize the value to their personal lives and to their well-being of travel. And we've seen a massive pent-up demand. That pent-up demand, you know, is continuing. I have members here today, like Matthew Upchurch from Virtuoso, who are looking at the more luxury end of the business.
Yep.
And people are really, really keen to travel. And they have accumulated some wealth. And rather than buying another exercise bike, they actually want to get out there and spend it. But just on sustainability and young people, I just want to say one point on that. First of all, you've got to know your facts, okay? And at the moment, when we use our mobile phones and we use tech, we're actually contributing more to greenhouse gas emissions than we are by flying on an aeroplane. So, you know, and how do we know that? This is where the partnership between UNWTO and the Kingdom has worked. The Kingdom has given the World Travel and Tourism Council a lot of investment to be able to count what is our actual impact on the environment, both social and also greenhouse gas emissions. And greenhouse gas emissions, we contribute 8.1% globally, and that is quite a lot. But of that, transport, obviously we're in the business of travel, so transport would be the biggest bit. But actually aviation with that isn't the biggest bit because it's all the ground transport. But I'm not going to blame the tech industry or mobiles in the same way I don't think we need to blame aviation. You know, people seem to say you need to get back on your bikes. Yeah, but I can't get to China on my bike, and I can't get to Saudi Arabia on my bike, okay? And the kind of value in terms of social benefits from travel and tourism, in terms of lifting people out of poverty, giving jobs, is so invaluable. So now we can count it, now we can do something about it. And there are two big things we're working on governments. One is sustainable aviation fuel. It is the biggest single, if you look at it, the single impact that we can do. Aviation on their own cannot do that. They don't make their own fuel. So we need to work with governments to make sustainable aviation fuel and to incentivize it. I have to say the Americans are doing a very, very good job on this. That's number one. And number two is the energy we use, which you referred to. We need to use renewable energy. If I'm a big global hotelier, it might be easy for me to source renewable energy in one place, but very difficult in somewhere else. So we've been working with people like Accenture to do power purchasing agreements. It sounds kind of really dull and boring, but actually it's incredible because it allows our members to be able to purchase renewable energy wherever they go in the world. And where is one of the leading places for renewable energy? Saudi Arabia.